London, 1954. The famous couturier Reynolds Woodcock is known as a man with a very difficult character. He is particular about his own appearance and about the people around him. However, everyone turns a blind eye to it, because his fashion house creates masterpieces. Reynolds' sister, Cyril, helps him, taking care of the day-to-day running of the fashion house. Joanna, Reynolds' latest lover, feels a growing distance from him. No matter what she says, he does not care at all. And it is true, for Reynolds women are something that comes into his life, and then leaves it. He creates dresses for members of high society and even for the royal family. As soon as a woman tries on one of his dresses, she feels completely different, as if her hidden potential has been revealed. Countess Henrietta Harding is experiencing the same thing right now. That very evening she shines in this incomparable dress at the Royal Theatre. Reynolds is having dinner at a restaurant with his sister. Cyril asks what he intends to do about Joanna. Cynically, Cyril says that Joanna is simply sitting around and getting fat while waiting for his feelings for her to return. Reynolds says that he is overcome with confusion and cannot understand what is causing it. Lately, he has often been thinking about their late mother. Cyril for her part makes sure that nothing distracts her brother from his work. She suggests that he go to the countryside to clear his head. Reynolds thinks this is a good idea. The next day he goes to have lunch at a restaurant not far from his country house and notices a charming foreign waitress, Alma Elson. She serves his table. Reynolds does not hold back and invites the young woman to have dinner with him. She readily agrees. That evening, the man picks Alma up in his car and brings her to his luxurious country house. They have dinner and flirt. Reynolds admits that he sometimes sews hidden messages into the linings of the garments he creates. For example, a lock of his mother's hair is sewn into the lining of his jacket. Reynolds misses her very much. She was the one who taught him his profession. Completely charmed by Alma, the man shows her around the fashion house. He also shows her a photo of his mother in her wedding dress. Reynolds made it when he was 16. His mother was marrying for the second time after his father's death. Reynolds worked on the dress month after month until he brought it to perfection. As Mr. Woodcock talks about himself, Alma realizes that he is very close to his sister. Cyril never married. Alma notes that Reynolds is a very handsome man and wonders why he is still unmarried. He merely replies that marriage is not for him. He is a confirmed bachelor and wants no emotional torment. Alma is clearly not satisfied with this answer. Reynolds unexpectedly changes the subject, asking the young woman to help him by serving as his model. She gladly agrees. Reynolds has a gift for sensing a woman's nature and choosing a cut and color for each one that suits her specifically. He creates unique images for women. While Reynolds is taking her measurements, Cyril joins them. She praises the refinement and grace of Reynolds' new model, but Alma senses that it is false. Reynolds in turn asks his sister to assist him. Cyril already knows exactly what to do and gets to work without further discussion. Alma feels embarrassed. Reynolds notes that she has no curves at all, so his task is to create a dress that will emphasize her best qualities. Alma is not quite sure how to react. The man offers her a new dress to try on, and when he steps away to get it, Cyril tells Alma that she has the perfect figure for Reynolds, because he likes a little belly. Alma merely snorts. She has never truly loved herself, having always considered her body too thin and awkward, but Mr. Woodcock has shown her that any woman can be a queen. Their relationship develops rapidly. One day Reynolds tells Alma that he has spent his whole life looking for exactly her. And now at last, he has found her. Alma feels that she becomes perfect in his dresses. Perhaps all women feel that way in his garments. Reynolds tirelessly compliments his new muse. But wherever they go, Cyril is always with them. She keeps a close watch to make sure her brother does not lose his head. After their late mother, Cyril has always been the most important woman in Reynolds' life. He invites Alma to move in with him so she can be his personal model. Of course, Reynolds does not yet allow himself to step beyond the bounds of propriety and gives Alma a separate room. The young woman did not expect at all that being a model for a professional couturier would be far from easy. Reynolds can wake her at 4 in the morning, even if they went to bed after midnight. He creates another work of art, while Alma must stand straight and motionless. She admires his talent and devotion to his craft. Alma is sure that any other woman in her place would not have endured it. Among other things, she has to put up with Reynolds' difficult character. He hates it when anyone argues with him. In any dispute, he takes his sister's side, believing that Cyril is always right about everything. When Alma, while trying on another dress, says that she does not like the fabric, Reynolds declares that she has no taste at all. At last their relationship moves to a new level. This is what Alma has been trying to achieve. However, the next morning Reynolds behaves coldly toward her, and moreover, becomes irritated because she is spreading butter on her bread too loudly. He cannot work under such conditions. Cyril suggests that Alma have breakfast either after Reynolds or in her own room. Alma, however, has no intention of putting up with such treatment, believing that Reynolds is simply being fussy. Cyril merely says that the rules he has established must be strictly observed in this house. Reynolds creates an unsurpassed dress from delicate pink lace. Alma takes part in photo shoots, showing off the outfits created by Reynolds. Every woman in England dreams of trying on one of his dresses at least once in her life. Alma is upset by Reynolds' detachment and by the way her attempts to melt his heart are met with indifference, while he easily lets Cyril into his life. Alma is jealous. As his main muse, she feels entitled to something more. Alma takes part in fashion shows, presenting the looks created by Reynolds to the guests. Everyone is delighted, but not the maestro himself. He is exhausted and falls into a creative slump, as happens from time to time. In moments like these, he behaves like a spoiled child and allows Alma to take care of him. Usually, however, it lasts no more than a few days, after which everything returns to normal. Alma tries with all her might to earn Reynolds' love, but it only irritates him. Mr. Woodcock does not like being disturbed while he is working, even if Alma is merely bringing him tea when he has not asked for it. To take her mind off her sad thoughts, the woman helps the cook gather mushrooms and prepare lunch. Cyril mentions that their old acquaintance Barbara Rose is getting married again. She is a very wealthy lady, so Cyril insists that Reynolds make Barbara a dress and also accept her invitation to the wedding. He is not thrilled about this, since they were lovers many years ago, but he still agrees to make a dress for her. Barbara insists that Reynolds attend the ceremony. Having no reason to refuse, he does come, accompanied by Alma. She feels out of place among these people from high society. Barbara gets so nervous that she gets drunk. Her influential husband and her son try to get her out discreetly, before she embarrasses herself in front of the guests. Feeling unbearable jealousy and almost crying, Alma says that Barbara is not worthy of wearing such a beautiful dress, and she wants Reynolds to do something at once. To calm his beloved, he demands that Barbara's governess, who is now asleep, return the dress, and he does not care how it will look. In a trembling voice, Alma says that Mrs. Rose's inappropriate behavior is damaging the reputation of the House of Woodcock. After getting Barbara's dress back, Alma is completely satisfied. In a rush of emotion she confesses her love to Reynolds, but he does not return her feelings, at least not out loud. The man is preparing to create the Belgian princess's wedding dress. Alma's mood sours, although she does her best not to show it. Still, she cannot help herself and approaches the Belgian princess to make it clear who is in charge here. Later, Alma decides to surprise Reynolds by preparing a romantic dinner for him, and asks Cyril, as well as all the employees and servants, to leave the house until evening. Cyril advises her not to do this, since Reynolds does not like surprises, but Alma still does things her own way. This is how she hopes to grow closer to him. Reynolds, however, just as his sister said, does not look pleased at all when he discovers that there is no one in the house except him and Alma. The woman says that she only wanted to make him happy and offers him champagne, but Reynolds refuses, preferring first to take a bath and be alone with his thoughts. At dinner, he also behaves very coldly. What displeases him even more is the fact that Alma asks Cyril to leave. He says that the dishes are tasteless and that Alma has completely ignored his food preferences. In tears, the woman says that she does not even know what she is doing here. She only wants warmth and attention from Reynolds, yet all she receives are endless reproaches. Her words anger the man even more. He says that he has better things to do with his time than eat the ridiculous asparagus she has prepared. Alma has grown tired of Reynolds' whims. It is as if he is tormenting her on purpose. She believes that this is not what he is really like, and that he is only pretending because he is afraid of growing close to someone. Reynolds no longer wants to hear anything about it. He gives Alma a choice: either she accepts his rules, or she goes back to wherever she came from. She has ruined his evening, but he will not allow her to ruin his entire life. Having already despaired of finding a way to her beloved's heart, Alma takes radical measures. She mixes poisonous mushrooms into his tea. Having noticed Alma's willfulness and stubbornness, Cyril has even grown attached to her and does not want Reynolds to keep leading this young woman on. He behaves as if she is not in this house at all. If Reynolds truly wants Alma to leave, Cyril is ready to see to it personally. But he is not sure this is really what he wants. While working on the Belgian princess's wedding dress, Reynolds suddenly begins to feel unwell. He falls right onto the dress and accidentally ruins it. Mr. Woodcock does not even suspect that Alma has poisoned him. Cyril is immediately informed of the incident. It is a catastrophe because the dress must be ready by tomorrow morning. Meanwhile, Alma takes care of Reynolds as he suffers from his illness. In this moment he is so weak and helpless. This is exactly what Alma wanted, to be needed by Reynolds. Cyril cannot allow her brother to work in such a state and promises to take care of the dress herself. While the fashion house staff work tirelessly all night to repair the dress, Alma continues to care for Reynolds, who is suffering from fever and nausea. She revels in her power over him. Despite Reynolds refusing medical help, Cyril calls a doctor. Alma tries to prevent any outsiders from entering Reynolds' room, but Cyril insists. Alma has no choice but to give in. Dr. Robert Hardy tries to examine Reynolds, but Mr. Woodcock does not allow anyone to touch him. The doctor leaves, promising to stop by in the morning. Cyril carefully oversees the process of repairing the dress. Alma volunteers to help the seamstresses. She has seen Reynolds do this many times, so she knows what to do. In reality, Alma has only started this so she can cut out the hidden message Reynolds left in the lining of the dress. Meanwhile, he is hallucinating and sees his mother. Reynolds says that he thinks about her every minute. She was everything to him. Alma enters his room to make sure his fever has gone down. By morning, the dress is ready. Reynolds confesses his love to Alma, touched by what he believes to be her selfless care. Until recently, he thought he still had plenty of time ahead of him, but now he realizes how short life is. A house that never changes is a dead house. Alma could breathe life into it. Unexpectedly, Reynolds asks her to marry him. Taken by surprise, Alma hesitates, but still says yes. Soon they get married and spend their honeymoon in Switzerland. So begins married life for Reynolds. One day during a dinner party, Alma chats pleasantly with Robert Hardy, who is younger and more attractive, and this clearly wounds Reynolds' pride. Some guests comment on Alma's improper behavior and her crude manners. Alma wants to spend New Year's Eve at a ball Robert has invited her to, while Reynolds makes it clear that he has no intention of going anywhere and will stay home to do a little work. But Alma does not care about his opinion, and she leaves alone. Several hours pass, and Reynolds cannot settle down. Why has his wife still not appeared? Unable to bear it any longer, Reynolds goes to the ball and sees that his wife is enjoying herself, clearly not even thinking about him. The spouses quarrel. Reynolds' familiar way of life has been disrupted, and for him, the loss of control is the most terrifying thing. He is unable to concentrate on his work. The situation is made worse by the fact that Henrietta Harding, who used to be his regular client, has changed couturiers. Reynolds does not understand why, since the dresses he created for her were always flawless. Cyril explains that for many people now, fashion and glamour matter more than the classics Reynolds adheres to. Mr. Woodcock suddenly says that he made a terrible mistake by marrying Alma. This house was created by him and Cyril alone, and no outsider has any place here. With Alma's arrival, everything has been turned upside down. He can no longer create, having lost his confidence. Reynolds does not immediately realize that Alma is overhearing the conversation. But by then, he no longer cares. She decides to poison him a second time, certain that it will work again. She makes an omelet with poisonous mushrooms, wanting to become kneaded by him once more. At some point while Reynolds is eating, Alma cannot restrain herself and says that she wants him to be weak and dependent on her. As she says this, a smile appears on her face. Realizing that he has been poisoned, Reynolds asks his wife to kiss him before he falls ill. He once again allows himself to play by her rules and tells her how much he loves her. Even if he did not recover, Alma would not be upset, because he would be waiting for her in the next world. Sometimes Alma imagines their future with children, filled with social obligations and everyday routine. Alma would like to run Reynolds' fashion house. They love each other, but they are also the ones who hurt each other.